everybody. I read a book in Dr. D. Pasquale's office, and for the audience, that was my breast surgeon, but 1 in 8 women get breast cancer. And I was really shocked by that. And, it's one of those things I've heard is that as a woman, you're going to get it at some point. Like men get prostate cancer.
Right.
Is there any truth to that?
There is a little bit of no, not every single woman just, if they live to be
Right.
102 is going to get it. But there is this kind of thought that the more time that you have with your breast tissue, the higher and higher risk that you are to get some abnormal tissue going on in there. And I think we've been doing a really good job of getting information out there to say, hey, let's get our mammograms done. And so I think we're screening a higher number of people. And when you're screening a higher number of people, you're going to be finding more of these cases and hopefully in earlier stages than you would have otherwise, just because, again, the internet, people that are wanting to speak out more about it, having good family care and general practitioners that are out there encouraging their patients to have this done, I think has been very helpful in finding cases.
So in other words, there's an uptick in cases, but it's also you're screening earlier and finding cases that are earlier stages versus waiting. Am I saying that is that kind of what you're saying?
Well, I just think, again, as people are getting more informed, whether that's, listening to podcasts that are talking about it or reading things on the internet, I think we are generally becoming more educated about our health. And so I think there's a lot more of a push that women are wanting to kind of be proactive with their health. But also, I do think that our screening modalities are getting better. They're getting more sensitive. We're seeing, abnormalities a little bit easier as the imaging is getting better.
Yeah.
There is some concern that we are seeing earlier cases of cancers in younger individuals. And there's probably several factors that play into that, but one of which I think is that we're doing a better job of getting the word out to have our women start their annual mammograms at the age of 40. Now, of course, if there's a strong family history or other type of concern for genetic disorders, that may even be earlier than that we recommend starting screening. But I think there's a multitude of factors that go into why we're seeing a slight uptick in cancers in younger populations.
So 40 is the age where women should start getting their mammograms?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it's kind of standard, and because I feel like that's been that way for a while. No, 40.
I think early on that it was always like start at 50 at least. I think the age between 40 and 50 has been a little bit of a gray zone, because if you start screening earlier, you have this increased risk of finding more benign issues where they might see an abnormality and you may need to have a biopsy. You have a kind of a higher risk that may be a benign finding, and that can cause pain from the biopsy, the anxiety of waiting to hear back from your pathology. But again, as our screenings are getting a little bit clearer, we're hopefully seeing less of those cases. But the younger that you start, the more likely that you'll get these false positives on there. But I think the benefit of starting at that age outweighs the risk of kind of having these abnormalities that may not be something that needs to be acted on, at least.
Yeah. My mom had breast cancer, and so I started at 35. They wanted to get a baseline for me. And so, yeah, I've been in this world for a long time.